In here, there were two guys killing each other. But I guess that's better than 20 million. Trying to say is that if I can change,
Я думаю, что каждый тоже изменился
and
сегодня.
you can change,
Вы можете измениться.
everybody can change.
Каждый может измениться.
In a dark corner of the world, three men will work together to bring you a podcast like no other. This is Fanatically Correct, where the fans, the geeks, and the nerds are always correct. With your host, MSK, Yo Peace, and Omega.
Wait, what?
No, it's Leo.
What?
Yes! He got raped by a bear
Leo?
and it was totally worth it. He did it. He did it. No, Dan, no good. Him.
You
Hey,
did it.
Leo, give me some of that picnic basket. Yeah,
You did it, Leo.
Better than the
Seriously,
average
though,
bear.
Seriously, he did it. Leo finally got
He
it.
did it.
I know.
He did it. He finally. Now that was like the series finale of the Oscars for me. I can like now be done with the Oscars. Six
Oh, man,
seasons.
No,
Of waiting for Leo to get it.
Gary Oldman
Yeah, we
hasn't
still-
won. Gary Oldman.
Yeah,
Come on,
it's
man.
still
That's
bad.
like 30. That's like 30 plus years running that he doesn't get one. That's why even bother?
I can't believe he hasn't won. I thought he won one already, but oh well.
Maybe he did. Didn't he do that Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy? Did he win for that? I know he
I'm
got
pretty sure he
nominated
did.
for that.
This guy
He
has
should have been
not
nominated
won.
for a lot of other things. So we're gonna do this to Leo again. He actually won it now, and we're gonna completely jump onto another actor.
But
Who's
but-
Leo?
You know what? Hey, that's what he gets for acting so nonchalant. You know, he should have been like super excited when he got up there. He should have been like, I want to thank the memes. I want to thank the fans. Like really, the memes.
The memes,
The
especially
memes,
the
just
memes.
the memes.
Yes.
And
Rest in
Kate,
peace.
and Kate
memes.
Winslet apparently.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, because I mean, Titanic. You know, a movie he, shouldn't have been nominated for, and he didn't get nominated for, and that he wasn't very good in. But somehow that's always the one that started his career, according to everyone. But
So are we gonna like start hashtag for Gary Oldman?
yeah, we should. So now we're gonna give the people another forced reason to start watching the Oscars. What has he been doing lately? Does he have anything that they're gonna actually nominate
Gary
him for?
Oldman isn't an actor, man. He's a legend. He's like a myth.
He's a myth.
Like-
He's an untold story.
Like he's like that guy from Game of Thrones that changes his face. That's Gary Oldman.
Yes, he is. He is the man without a face. What's it called in the god of death or whatever, the god of many faces, or whatever he's
The
called.
man without a face.
Isn't that
There
Mel
he is.
Gibson? Isn't that a Mel Gibson movie?
Yeah, it is a Mel Gibson movie.
I believe that's a Mel
Yeah,
Gibson
also.
movie. Yeah.
For real, man. Yeah, we're gonna snub
Nah,
Leo for a little
but
bit
we-
because you
no,
started
no.
Gary Oldman talk. Yeah, you started Gary
No, but
Oldman
we
talk. We gotta get into it.
we're happy for Leo. We really are happy for.
course,
I'm
of
definitely
course.
happy for Leo.
Yeah. No, you gotta. Like I was saying when we were talking about during the Oscars, like they would have been so cool if he would have done it, or the Oscars would have done it, or somehow they would have included him spinning the totem from Inception when he actually wanted to see if it really happened. It was
To
a
make
dream.
sure.
Yeah,
it's not
and
a
then
dream.
and just like the movie, you cut to commercial right when it starts to topple a little bit.
No, it ends. The show ends. It doesn't even cut to commercial.
No, yeah,
show
yeah.
ends-
You just
the
cut,
show ends
you
in a
go
top
off
hole, that's it.
Yeah, you
You
go
don't
off
know.
air.
Yeah,
You
you
go
know,
off
and
air.
that's
You
it.
don't
No,
come
no.
back.
And then they shoot Leo in the head and the back, so we never find out.
No, we never
Wow.
hear from Leo again. Never.
We never do. We never do. Man, how crappy would it have been if it would have been Matt Damon?
That would have been awesome.
Not for Matt Damon, but for Leo. Like sitting there like son of. It would have been just like when we were watching Interstellar. Just like freaking Matt Damon. Freaking Matt Damon.
Hey,
I think we would've
spoilers.
lost it.
Spoilers. I'm sure there's
Yeah.
someone
Stan, you're not a nerd if you haven't seen Interstellar yet.
someone out there.
I know. I'm just glad it's done, man. I'm glad he got it. And now hopefully he continues his body of work that he does, because he's.
Oh,
If you look, he
whoa.
doesn't do many shoddy movies. There's sometimes an Oscar curse with some actors. They get the Oscar and then they take a major hiccup and start doing a lot of
Yeah,
bad
that's
stuff.
not
But
gonna
I
happen
think
to
he's-
Leo.
Yeah, I don't think with Leo that's gonna happen. I think he's set.
But going back to your little thing, it would have been really funny if Matt Damon would have taken it, or like if the announcer was Steve Harvey.
and got the wrong said the
And
wrong
he just
person.
he just actually made a mistake. He just read for some reason Matt Damon.
Yeah, he would have said Mad Max Fury Road. Like the whole
Yeah, Mad Max Fury. Tom Hardy
What?
wins.
That's not an actor. That's a movie. It's like, oh, it's winning for everything else. It's
Oh,
winning
you
for
saw
everything
that? I told you, Mad Max was gonna win all the
Yes,
stuff. that-
MSK
You
was
gave
on the
no
money. It kept.
You called
It
it.
won for all the techie stuff. It kept
all
and
the
it
tech
was like,
stuff. Good, man.
Yeah.
Well deserved. They should have got all of that.
Yeah, no, it was good. I think maybe one acting award or directing award or something should have gotten thrown their way, but yeah, you were on the money. You called it.
Nah,
That's
movies
exactly
movies
the
like
route
that.
they went.
Movies like that will never get for directing, man. That sucks, but it's the truth.
Yeah, it doesn't get the full recognition, but
Well, not
man.
not anytime soon. I'm sure in the future. Hopefully, the Oscars do get fixed and real talent will be recognized.
Yeah, I don't see it happening. I think they're always going to be what they are, man. It's the people who get involved in that academy are non-working, majority of them non-working actors or never been actors and things like that, and it's just they don't care the same way. Like Leonardo DiCaprio is never going to join the academy. He's going to keep working till he's the new De Niro, Al Pacino, or Christopher Walken, Morgan Freeman,
Yeah.
or Anthony Hopkins. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna work until he can't work no more, and that's it. He has no interest in stopping, so he can be part of the academy and worry about that. And that's why it goes back to what we said in episode 1. Speaking of which, we can jump into that now. Thank you. We actually made it to episode 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yes.
So
Yes,
we're here.
we're here.
We made
it
it.
happened.
We made it.
We haven't.
I mean,
we made
I
it 2 episodes.
I thought we'd end at least by 3, but it's pretty good.
yeah.
Pretty good.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe we'll get there.
So you think by 3 will end, right?
I think
Like
by
3?
3 the show's probably gonna get canceled. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's-
the ratings are not.
Wow, that's
that,
rough. A show that you self-fund, you self-cancel.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty rough. But yeah, well, like we said, episode 2, Electric Boogaloo. So the main theme of this episode will be sequels. We're gonna talk a lot about sequels, good ones, bad ones, ugly ones that are
Bad-
coming, ones that should
bad
have
ones.
been made.
Ones that don't
Bad ones.
exist.
Yeah, ones that MSK loves to ignore and
Ah.
say that that's a fan film or
I already
that never got
know.
made
I already
or-
know one of them. It's gonna piss me off.
Oh yeah, he's gonna start that argument. He tried it last episode too, so it's gonna.
Why is that
happen
gonna piss you
again.
off?
Because we don't agree with that. We'll start this conversation. Quantum of what does
Solace.
MSK call it?
Of so he calls it of so.
Quantum of so-so.
Quantum of so-so. That's what it is. It's so-so. It's a little less than so-so, but I'm being I'm being pretty nice about it. I like Bond. Bond
No,
is
you're
cool.
not being nice about it because you're saying that technically that movie doesn't exist in your eyes.
It doesn't. I mean, it exists. It's like a fan film.
I like it.
So
I like it. I don't think it's.
You're such a hater.
I
You're
know,
such
I
a
know.
hater.
It's,
You
I
know,
mean, it's not as good as Casino
it's
Royale.
not the best. It's not even
or
the third
Skyfall
best one.
or
It's
or
not
the
even-
new one or
yes,
or the
Yeah.
new one. Yeah.
yes.
What's the new one?
Spectre?
Spectre.
Spectre.
Thank you.
But
It's not as good as
listen.
that one either.
I love
Yes.
Spectre. I love
But you're
Spectre.
saying technically it's not the best. It's the fourth one. But you can't tell me that it doesn't exist.
You know what? We gotta look at it that way. That in fairness, though, this span of Bond movies, they actually are sequels to one another, since it is one full enclosed open storyline. Which I don't really feel the other Bond movies really did that. They
No,
were
I
really
don't think so.
continuations
No,
of one
at all.
another. They were truly each their own individual story, which it looked like this was gonna happen with these, and then they did Skyfall, which Skyfall kind of connected to the other two, but then they really just made them all four together one story once they
One happy family.
did what they did in Spectre. Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was very well done. I appreciated that they had that different route that they took with it. But and now there's
For the
talks
whole
that they're-
for the whole new franchise, or you mean the
Yeah.
whole Daniel Craig in general?
Yeah, for the Daniel Craig set. Yeah, I appreciate they did that. And I mean, there's a lot of directions they can go with it now. The way they did that, and they can retell the story. They can do other double O's. They can do what they want. But I'm hearing now that they're offering all kinds of money to start doing more. So
I don't
Yeah,
know,
I don't
man.
think-
I don't think he should. I don't think he should
No,
either.
I don't think so
Yeah,
either.
I'm the same way.
Yeah, I don't think he should.
See, yeah, that's going to be the big theme here talking about sequels. That there's a lot of sequels that there's so many good movies that just leave it alone. It was well done. It was good how it was. The story ended. Just let it be. Don't force a starting of a franchise. You know, just let it rest. Actually, the other day I actually saw The Crow again, and that's
God.
great movie.
Yeah.
Great movie.
But then-
And if you
Skank's
think about it,
dead.
dude, that movie's so good, man. I feel like a little worm in a big hook. That movie's so good. It has so much, but it's like that movie right there is like, look at Dark Knight. You know, another sequel. But The Crow is not a sequel. But what I'm getting into is that Dark Knight is a sequel, but it had a lot of the same elements that The Crow had, in that it's like a very well done story. Sadly and tragically, you lose an actor. I'm not comparing Brandon Lee to Heath Ledger, but that was a great performance by Brandon Lee in that film. You know, he outacted anything his dad ever did. I mean, not outfought what anything his dad ever did, but outacted. Very well, very well done. Everything about that movie to me was perfect.
And then we get part 2.
And then you get part 2.
Why did
And then you get part
why?
2, and it was just
Why you bring? Oh God.
What's
I
about
forgot
sequels?
what-
We're talking about sequels,
Yeah,
right?
I forgot
Yeah.
what this
Yeah.
episode is about, and man, this this episode.
That's one of many. Yeah, we're gonna be talking a lot more about bad episodes, sequels. I mean, than we are gonna talk about good sequels, because it's just
Part
so
two,
many that
man,
are upsetting.
Part 2 was so bad.
It was actually. Did I ever tell you the story about when I saw part 2 in the theaters?
Nope.
No, I
Have I
don't
ever
think
shared
so.
that with you guys? I never told. All right, maybe I blocked that out of my memory. I actually when the first one came out. Well, I was in high school when the second one came out. When the first one came out, I think I was in middle school. But in the high school I went to, we had a friend that he basically became the Crow. He would at least one day a week dress as the Crow to school, and I went to a magnet school, so small class. So even though everyone knew each other, everyone hung out with each other, small class, maybe like 100 students in the class. But this guy was like really, really obsessed with the Crow, and so when the sequel came out, I was in that age. I really like to kind of look for problems and conflicts. So I thought it would be fun to go with him to see that movie. And of course, he went dressed as the Crow. So that was interesting. We saw on a Friday after school.
Wait, he went dressed as the Crow to
He
watch
went
the movie.
dressed. He went dressed as the Crow. This is like 97, 98. So not something that really happened often.
Wow.
Maybe in
That's,
Star Wars. Yeah, no,
It was brave.
yeah, no, yeah. He did not care. We were a big group though. It was like 7 or 8 of us. But he was the only one dressed as the Crow. Nobody, everyone else, went straight.
That's
for
cool,
school.
man. He's the first
no.
cosplayer.
Well, pretty
Right.
much. Nah, there was more the first, but the first one to go to a movie just in cosplay. I mean, it's pretty hardcore. But the funny thing about the story is after the movie, a bunch of us go to the bathroom after the movie, to go to the bathroom, and we all head, to the urinals. He goes straight to the sink, and this is how bad that sequel was.
Oh no.
He's washing the makeup off of his face. And then he takes off the trench coat, folds it up, puts it over his arm, and walks out of that bathroom with like the most
As a normal
depressed
person.
face. He was done. He was done, and from that day on, he did not go back to school ever dressed as the Crow, not for Halloween. Not
That's
for
funny.
nothing. We never even
Ever
really
again.
talked about it.
Ever
yeah,
again. You
I
never
don't
went
even
back
think
to
there was
school
ever like an
ever.
official
I didn't even-
conversation. Like,
I didn't even
hey,
think that guy graduated.
what
I didn't even
happened?
think that guy graduated.
No,
He never
like,
showed back. He never showed up at school again.
he graduated, but man, it was like he completely he was still into the goth thing and stuff like that during that time, but he abandoned that part of it. He really just stopped doing anything that was Crow. This guy was obsessed with the Crow, and that movie broke him. That's how bad that sequel.
And now he manages a Bank of America.
And now he's a Bank of America manager, and his wife and kids probably have no clue about that part in his life. But man, that's how bad that sequel was. It just destroyed, the hardcore fans of the first. And man, that first movie had it had a great soundtrack, great action scenes, great stunts, great story. Sometimes I forget it's off of a comic book. That's one of the best comic book movies out there.
And sometimes you forget half of the movie. And the main actor wasn't even there. So
Yeah, I know.
The way they
that was
covered
all
that up.
CGI
Yeah.
face on half of the movie. Yeah, it's just incredible, and it's so well done. And then you look at Dark Knight, and it has a similar tragedy to it that makes it good. You know what I mean? It's and that's one of those Godfather Part 2, Star Wars Episode 2. Dark Knight is definitely better to me than Batman Begins. To me, that is the best one of the trilogy. Is Dark Knight.
I think that's
And,
that's with everyone. I don't think anyone would
Yeah,
choose Batman Begins.
I don't think there's
Although Batman
argument
Begins
to that.
is a very close second for me because I really like the way they set up Batman's origins on that. We never really see Batman I mean, we saw the whole they shot my parents and the pearls hit the floor. Like we saw
Yeah,
that.
but not the training. You're
But
talking
not
about
the training, not
Yeah.
the traveling. We never seen that before.
Yeah.
So I really
Yeah.
enjoyed Batman Begins. But when the Dark Knight came out, yeah, that's a whole different ballgame, man.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that performance was
Incredible. You can't deny what Heath Ledger did in that film. I know a lot of people think Jack Nicholson was a great Joker. I mean, he was good, but to me,
why you do that voice?
because to me, it was Heath Ledger is what I wanted from a Joker. And not that, I'll be honest, I'm with the exception of the look, I'm liking what Jared Leto is probably going to bring to the table as a Joker. But I think Heath Ledger was just perfect, man. And he came out of nowhere.
Yeah, he's the best one.
Yeah, that's what it was. Like it was.
Yeah, a lot of people weren't expecting that performance from him
at
Yeah.
all. At all.
Yeah.
And,
No, I mean,
and I know there was the haters, but I
I-
think just
I think every actor that's played that role has kind of done its own take on it. Well, they've done a good job on doing that. I mean, I don't know if you
even
like
Mark.
Jack. I don't know if you
Yeah.
like Jack Nicholson, but Jack Nicholson, made his mark, and
yeah.
old
Oh, no,
school
I
Cesar
don't-
Romero,
Yeah, I don't hate Jack Nicholson as the Joker. I think he did a good job. I just, you guys know, and now the audience knows, I personally don't love the Tim Burton Batman films. So, not for reasons of Michael Keaton or Jack Nicholson, but just for reasons for the films as a whole. That's just not what I wanted from a Batman film.
Right. I do
You know.
feel like like for what it was, they
Yeah.
didn't do a bad job in it.
No,
It was not like playing Two-Face, for
Yeah.
example. It
Yeah.
was nowhere near that.
Well, really, Jack Nicholson was fine. It was everything after that because then Tim Burton just kept telling everybody, be that. He just kept telling everybody, you're the Joker.
Yeah.
Riddler, you're the Joker. Two-Face, you're the Joker.
Yeah.
Like, and those aren't, those are actually different personalities. And that's what I like what Nolan did. Those characters had, the Scarecrow was one way, the Joker was another way, Bane was another
but
way.
he also brought it down. He brought it down to more
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
made it more
Less
realistic.
comic.
I mean,
Yeah,
none of these
yeah.
movies are real,
less
but
comic.
he brought it more down to earth kind of thing. Like if you were a billionaire, you could be able to do that as Batman.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, no matter what, you still have to have a level of extreme fiction and forgiveness to the laws of physics and things like that when you do superhero movies of any kind, even when you're trying to make it as real as possible.
Yeah.
But still, yeah, he gave it that dark edge, that realistic touch, and Heath Ledger just did a perfect version of the Joker. And even the story, the way it was written for his version of the Joker, of no backstory, of his backstory is a bunch of different lies he keeps telling, and nobody knows. That was just very well done, and he totally personified that character. And to me, I think Dark Knight is probably one of the best sequels of good
No,
sequels
ever.
out
It's one of the best sequels ever. I mean, it's up there with Batman Forever, and Batman and
Hilarious.
Robin.
there. That's so funny. Talking about movies never made.
And,
Talk about fan films.
I'll tell you what, I could watch Batman and Robin. That's the one with Val Kilmer. I could
And
actually
Nichols.
watch. Yeah, I could actually. No, that's
No, Batman and Robin is the one with George Clooney.
with George.
Batman Forever, yeah, Batman and Robin is the one with George Clooney.
Oh,
Batman
that's
Forever
right.
is the
All
one with
right,
Val
other way
Kilmer.
around. I could actually watch the one with Val Kilmer. The one with
Okay.
George Clooney, I can't. There's
Nope.
no way. There's no way I can watch
Nope.
that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
unwatchable.
It is, yeah. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze and
Let's not even talk about the suit. Let's
Batgirl
not
was
even
in it,
talk about
Alicia
the suit.
Silverstone, and
Can we talk about the suit? Are we going to talk about the suit?
oh yeah, the nipples, horrible. Oh, and that Bane. Oh my God, that's right. They did Bane. Oh
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
horrible Bane. Well, it's Yo Peace and I were talking earlier, and I was saying that we noticed that, or at least I personally noticed. I think that when you go by certain genres, for example, fantasy, sci-fi, superhero movies, they tend to lean more towards sequels being better, or than the first, or at least as good as the first, more than half the time. I know there's a lot of dump offs, but if you notice, like usually those genres tend to do well with sequels. When you think superhero movies, I mean, just go off the Marvel right away. I mean, Iron Man 2, good. Winter Soldier, way better than the first. Age of Ultron, great. Avengers.
I don't know.
Really like
Iron Man
the
2
first
was
one?
not better than the first one.
No, I don't think it was better than the first, but it's as good.
No,
Almost.
no.
It's not bad. It's not
No,
a bad sequel.
It's not bad. But I think Iron Man 1 is compared to the second one, it's way better.
Well, the thing is that the second was more of introducing, already the event. It was
Yeah, it's more like an introduction to like
it
It was
the
pushing
Avengers.
towards that.
Yeah,
Winter Soldier is definitely better than the first
Oh
one.
yeah, no, definitely.
oh,
That's
yeah,
for
that's
sure.
not even
That's for sure.
Amazing Spider-Man 2, I thought was really good. I thought it was well done.
yeah.
Yeah, it was alright.
Actually, I think of the first trilogy, the Tobey Maguire ones, part 2 is the better of the three.
The better of Toby's original.
Of the
trilogy.
Tobeys,
Yeah, that is the
Because
best.
Doc Ock, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
mainly
was
because
never
the
really
villain
into that franchise, but yeah, the second one is the best one out of the three.
of those
For
three.
sure.
So that's what I'm saying. Usually superhero movies, I'm not saying all of them, and I'm saying more than half. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least more than 50% of the time, you're gonna get at least a good sequel, or maybe even better sequel than you did the first. I mean, you look at science fiction and science fantasy. Star Wars Episode 2, definitely great. To me, that's the best of the first trilogy. Is the Empire Strikes Back. Sorry, not Episode 2. I mean Episode 5.
5. Don't
But
you confuse
yeah,
me.
yeah. Empire
Episode 2
Strikes
was
Back to
horrible.
me. Yeah, that's the best of the first. Of the
Episode
first
2
trilogy.
was awful.
Yeah, that's god awful. But you know what? Let me see. Out of 1, 2, and 3,
3 is the best one.
yeah,
Yeah, 3 is the
yeah,
best
it
one.
is 3. It is 3.
And even
Well, that's
2 had a lot of
that's
good
because
action
of-
moments in it.
But
and
that's because
CGI
of the
and
last
stuff,
20
but-
minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
pretty
no, yeah,
He
probably,
killed kids.
probably.
He killed,
Probably. I
he
gotta
killed
rewatch
kids,
it,
man.
but yeah, man, 3 out of the 3 of those, the third one's the best one.
Yeah, but yeah, that one's that set of that trilogy is a bad example. That falls into the under 50%. But yeah, you look at Star Trek, Wrath of Khan, great. That's actually probably the best of the first 6 original series ones.
Yeah, it's probably like
Into Darkness. Into Darkness is an awesome sequel. Even First Contact for the Next Generation films is an awesome sequel.
Yeah, I liked Into Darkness, man. A lot of people gave it a lot of crap, but I liked it. But I didn't quite like it as much as the first J.J. Abrams Star Trek.
You just like the first 5 minutes of that movie.
Of which of the first movie?
Of the first one.
no, man, the whole
that
first
makes-
no, the whole
that
first
makes
movie
the
was great.
That's one of the best intros to any.
Yeah,
movie,
that is the
like,
best.
ever.
That's one of the
Yeah.
best. Yeah,
And
it's
that
exactly.
already gets you. Like, you just sit there and
Exactly.
That's
Well,
it.
it makes the movie like Omega said. It makes the movie, and the rest of the movie is
Yeah.
great.
Right.
Yeah.
But those
It is.
those first 5 minutes though.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
does.
no.
It sets.
That could have been its
it
own
sets the
movie.
tone for it.
That the
It really
story in
could've.
that 5 minutes could have been its own movie.
It really could have. It was so well done. But yeah, you look at that one. That one definitely. That's a good example. Lord of the Rings. I think to me, I like the Two Towers. That was the second one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Two Towers.
To me, that's the one I like the
Towers-
most.
Yeah,
I like
Two
that
Towers
one
is
the most.
my favorite one for sure.
Yeah, not Return of the King.
What about the second? What about the second? Friend, The Hobbit.
Same thing. I think
Hobbit.
I like the second one also
Yeah.
of the 3 the best.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so
'cause
too.
the third one was the one where the second one was Smog, and that's mainly why Cumberbatch is the dragon is just
That's what it is.
excellent, excellent. But even that storyline and everything, this third one was just like Return of the King. It had a lot of battle scenes, but it was so much of it that it kind of loses a little bit of its muster. But
Again.
yeah, great stuff. But yeah, so and then we were talking, and then I also looked at there's certain genres that usually tend to suffer more often than not on the sequels. Comedy, horror, action tends to definitely tends to suffer, especially lately, like the current action movies. You know, like I'm really concerned. I heard that they're making a sequel to John Wick. I don't know.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. Is it?
You haven't
is it
seen John
that good?
Wick? How
No,
about
I
you,
haven't got a
John
chance to
Wick?
see
Wick.
it.
No, I have not seen that movie.
But I heard it was great.
That's a good movie. It's surprisingly very entertaining. Very well done.
Yeah, but they're
Yeah,
making
you'll
a
like it.
sequel, and you're not digging it.
Because the thing is, it's the same thing. It's finally Hollywood keeps spitting out reboots and sequels and retellings, and this one actually was an original storyline, very simple one, but very action packed, very well done, entertaining. It introduces a bit of a dark world out there, and they could have just let it be, and they're gonna force a sequel. Hopefully, it's a good one, but chances are it's gonna go like Transporter and most action movies when they make sequels. It's probably gonna suffer a little bit. It's probably not gonna be as good as the first, and you're gonna kind of wish it hadn't been made. And I'm not saying all of them. I really like the Taken 2. I don't think it's as good as Taken 1. They shouldn't have made Taken 3. They gotta stop Taken. That was actually one of the funniest things in Deadpool when he talks about that.
Yeah,
that was-
He's like,
that
at
was
this
pretty
point,
funny.
at this point, he's a bad
I
father.
didn't. I
you
didn't
know?
mind Taken 2 though. It obviously wasn't better than the first one, but I didn't
Exactly,
feel it was that bad.
but I liked it. It was a bit of a step down,
The
but
third
it
one I
was
haven't
worth
seen.
it. They
But
made
yeah,
it.
Yeah, don't do it.
Yeah.
don't
the
do
Bourne,
it. Don't do it.
the Bourne Identity films, the Bourne Identity films, those sequels are good.
Which
The part two was good.
Yeah,
which
part
I
two.
thought part
The
Taken
second Matt
3
Damon one was good.
Huh?
The second Matt Damon Bourne movie. What is it? Bourne
Born Ultimatum.
Supremacy. Oh, the Bourne
No,
Ultimatum.
Born Ultimatum. Yeah.
I don't know the order of those. It's too
Actually,
many.
no. I think you're right. I think it is Born. Let's look up. Let's look it up. But yeah, that's
Supremacy, I think, is the
that's
third
your
one.
favorite
No,
one.
Supremacy's the one with Hawkeye, right?
No, that's Born Legacy.
That's Legacy. That's right. Supremacy is the third one then. So Ultimatum should be the second one.
No, actually, Supremacy is the second one, and Ultimatum is the third one.
I stand corrected. So the one that I like a lot is Supremacy.
Well, Supremacy is the one with that crazy car scene by the end of the movie.
Yes. Yes.
With
still-
with Bones,
They all
with
have-
Bones from
they
Star
all
Trek.
have- They all have raw.
That guy's a good actor.
Yeah, he's a good
That
actor.
guy's yeah. That was yeah, man. Star Trek, man. I can't. See, and I'm worried about this third one. I don't know if it's gonna be as good, cause
That trailer threw me off.
Yeah. You know, it is. They switched directors, and talking about sequels, I believe it's the guy who did Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
So rough.
But you know what? I do have some hope for it because I heard what's this guy's name? Simon
Alba?
Pegg. No, Simon Pegg said that the trailer is a complete lie. Like the movie really
Oh.
isn't that action packed. It's more of like the explorer type Star Trek feel.
Okay.
So
okay. I
so
can get behind
Simon
that.
Pegg is gonna say whatever he needs to say to sell this movie.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm gonna eat it up so I could
Yeah.
trick
Like,
Craig
and hopefully-
to Omega
if
to
I
watch
was
it.
part of the
You know what?
movie, if I was
Yeah.
part of a movie and they're asking me questions like, "Oh my god, that trailer sucked," I'm gonna be like, you know what? That
No,
trailer
you're gonna
is
be
nowhere
honest.
near
You're gonna
what
be
the
honest
movie
and
is.
say, yeah, I
right.
think it did suck.
Exactly. Right. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Be honest.
But they've been doing great villain casting in those movies. I really liked Eric Bana in the first one. I loved Cumberbatch as Khan in the
Man.
second one. That was excellent. And just Alba, I'm sure. I don't know exactly who he's going to be or what he's going to be, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be awesome.
Yeah,
But
I'm
I
sure
think
he's a good
Eric
actor.
Eric Bana actually stole that though. Like I
I
don't
think he
like
did
this. I'm not really like a fan of his acting, and he played a crazy role in
was
that
awesome.
first movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't even tell it was him at some point. Like, I was like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, that's
No,
this
he
guy.
did a great job. He was a great villain for that.
He's had some good performances. I liked him in Troy. He was good in Troy.
Troy,
With,
really? That's where we're
Brad
going.
Pitt. Yeah.
Troy, yeah.
Yeah, Black Hawk Down.
Yeah, Black Hawk Down was a good. That's a star. That was a star-studded cast. Man. There was
Yeah.
so many actors in that movie. Oh, Tom Hardy was in that one. Or Mad Max. He was in really young too.
What?
And,
What? I
Yeah,
don't remember
Black Hawk
that.
Down. Yeah, he had a small part. But most of the actors had small parts, because not many people made it out of that. But that's an awesome movie. Not a sequel though, so. But we got a lot of good stuff out there. Back to the Future 2. How about that for a sequel?
That sequel's one of the best. That's one of my favorites. That even though it kind of as a time travel the idea of the time travel premise of that plot is kind of off. It's still a great sequel.
Yeah, it has. I think some loopholes in it. There's people come to defend some of the loopholes, and there's rumors about the loopholes, but I love.
Well,
it.
no,
I mean,
well,
that
the
movie-
main major I could talk about Back to the Future for hours, but the major
Yeah.
loophole on that movie is when Biff steals the almanac to go back to the 50s to give it
Yeah.
back to his young self.
Right.
He from that moment he was supposed to change the timeline.
Exactly.
So how
He
does
shouldn't have been able
old
to go
Biff come back? Exactly.
Exactly, because
So-
the timeline should have been changed.
Yeah, the whole movie should have stopped right there.
You know why? Because they needed Doctor Who to go in there and go timey-wimey. And
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah, and they didn't have that. They didn't have that line there. So, no,
No,
but
but
that
you know
sequel was
what?
great, man. That sequel, it's pretty much Actually, no, the third one is more of a rehash of the first movie, but yeah, they keep using the same type of plot
Formula.
and
Yeah.
and comedy anecdotes, and it still works. Every single movie, it still works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
You
that's
got,
that's tough. That's tough to do, man. Especially with something that has comedy.
Yeah. Yeah, like I say, comedies, but it's sci-fi, so it works. But
Yeah,
comedies
it has. Yeah,
tend to suffer.
it's more
a little bit.
sci-fi than anything.
Yeah, because comedies, like I think you were saying in your piece, that they tend to reuse the same jokes, but just try to tell it in a different way. With comedies, that's like how they get affected. So that's why you do
Yeah.
comedies, and like Hangover too.
Oh,
You know
man.
that it's
Oh.
they're just trying to retell Hangover again, but in Thailand. I mean, I like that movie. It's got a lot of funny stuff in it, but again, it's another one where it takes a step down from its predecessor, from its original.
Yeah. I think Back to the Future played it off really good. They really did do the same jokes, like the same gag about him seeing his mom in different time
Yeah.
periods, and but it's funny. Even in the
It's-
Western one, it's funny, and a lot of
it's just
people
that it's
didn't like
back-
the
it-
Western, but I
Yeah,
really
it's
dug
just-
it.
Yeah, a lot of
It's-
people really just can't stand the Western.
Yeah,
and
no, but I really like it.
I
I don't
like
know.
it.
I don't know
I
why
like it
people
too.
hate
yeah,
on it.
but then do those people like Westerns? Period.
Well, I mean, it's not really a Western though.
Yeah, it's not a true Western.
It's not a true
Yeah,
Western,
it's not.
but
But
It's
but
still
I'm saying
sci-fi.
like that type of like some people are just like, oh, it sucks and Western and I don't care. Like, bro, stop.
Yeah, let's talk about some more bad sequels. We're talking about some good.
Boondock Saints 2.
Oh my god, you know, I actually.
I've never seen it. I don't want to see it.
Oof, that should not have happened. How about Best of the Best 2?
Yeah, I don't even
I like
remember that.
Best
When
of
did that
Best.
come out? When did that come out? What year
Pretty
did that come
bad.
out?
Oh
That's
man, that
pretty
was a
bad.
long time ago. I like Best of the Best, but Best of the Best 2 is like
Tommy,
actually.
Tommy, pop
Oh
it.
yeah,
Oh my god.
Bobby,
That movie
Tommy,
is so awesome.
Tommy, Eric Roberts, Bobby. Dude, that's so. James Earl Jones, Tommy, no, coach, he's gotta kill him. He's gotta kill him, coach, Tommy, no. That's the best. That's why it's Best of the
Yeah,
Best.
the
It's
first movie
the
was
best.
yeah, the first
It
movie
is.
was awesome.
But then the sequel makes zero sense. It did like.
Is that the
I
one
don't
in
know who
Vegas?
wrote-
They go to Vegas or something?
Yeah, it's in Vegas and they're
Yeah,
cage
yeah.
fighting illegally in a bar. Like it has nothing to do with the type of film that the first one was at all.
Yeah.
At all. It's not the same genre. It's not. They just took. They got a handful of the same actors, and it's just like horrible. Like what is it? Like an attempt to make Mortal Kombat? That's another horrible sequel. But like real people, but to the best of the best, Olympic gold. Like that was more of a sports movie. The first best.
Yeah,
of
the first
best.
one
That's
was.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The first was a sports movie. It's a team getting together, winning the championship. The sports genre. And then the second one is what, an action movie now, and is so bad.
Did
So
that movie
bad.
go straight to Cinemax or like DVD?
No,
or
it was in
something?
the theaters. It was in the theaters.
No,
Yeah,
it
no, I'm
wasn't.
sure it was.
Yeah,
I'm sure it was.
theaters. I saw.
No,
it.
it
Remember,
was
they
not.
didn't really.
I was a kid. I saw in the dollar
Yeah.
theater.
Yeah,
It was
remember,
bad.
all those movies had to go through the theater because there wasn't like a lot of other places that they could
Yeah.
put content up.
Yeah, there was no
There wasn't a
streaming
YouTube
at all.
There was no
Yeah.
YouTube. Yeah, there's no Hulu or whatever.
Yeah, and there was Blockbuster. That was it. You can get an actual
But
VHS
Cinemax
tape.
existed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like,
Who was the main?
box.
Who was the main actor in that movie? Was it Sean Penn's brother or? Because I'm
Chris
assuming
Penn?
Eric Roberts wasn't in it.
No, Eric Roberts was in it. Yeah, he was in the.
Was
in the
he?
Sequel. They were.
Oh, I don't remember
Yeah,
that.
and
No,
Chris,
he was
and Chris
not.
Penn. I'm spoiling it because for the love of God, anyone listening to this, do not watch that movie. Chris Penn dies at the very beginning. His character.
That's right, I
gets
remember that.
killed. So it's
I
also a
remember not
vengeance
caring.
film.
I remember not
Yeah,
caring.
exactly. It's also a revenge movie. They even get the bad guy from the first one is not like their best friend because remember at the end of the first one, there's a whole thing.
Yeah, they're like
I
buddies.
don't want to
They
spoil
get
that one too
honor
much because
and-
if
yeah, well, we
if
just
you've never seen Best of the Best, you gotta watch it. That's I know you guys have seen it. We've seen it. We love it. But for our audience, all 5 of them, you should watch that film if you've never seen it. It's a
Yeah.
good movie. It's
I mean, just
heartfelt,
just
very-
tell your wife later to watch it. I mean, I'll tell my wife. I don't know why you're telling
and
them
there
on
you
the
go.
podcast.
And that's it. The
but-
whole cat and then the whole audience just saw it. And we're done.
Man, I do not remember this movie at all. Like, but I don't care.
You're lucky. I wish I had never seen.
Don't care.
Another one that did it to me was Highlander 2. Was the same
Nope,
thing.
never happened.
Yeah, exactly. It totally broke from the storyline.
actually did happen.
Oh, Highlander
Yeah,
2 was the one with Mario Van Peebles, right? That
No,
one.
that's
that
no,
one's
those
pretty
are-
bad.
those
That one's
are-
really
all
bad.
those sequels are
No,
bad, but at
yeah,
least
those
that
are-
one,
that one's a
at
bad
least
sequel.
that one kind of follows the original
Yeah.
storyline some way. The second one is the one that they're from
Nope,
another
don't.
planet.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And they're
Yeah,
aliens.
I don't know what you're
and they're
talking
Yes,
about.
you
flying around,
Get
and
outta
it was like out of Masters of the Universe.
I've
it
never
was
seen that
so
movie.
bad.
Yes, you have.
It's,
Yes, you have.
I've never. I don't know what you're
It's
talking
so
about.
bad. It's a
Yes, you
complete-
have.
Oh, but then there's also Robot Heaven,
Oh,
Transformers 2.
Look, I'm gonna tell you one thing about that movie.
Okay.
It sucks. No. No. I'm talking about Robot Heaven.
Welcome
All they
to
need to
heaven,
do
humans.
is take that forest scene with Optimus Prime and put it in the first movie, and there you go. Never
Yes.
touch Transformers again, ever.
Yes.
That's it. And we're
Yes,
good.
that fight scene is so awesome, and then everything else in that movie is so bad. It's
But see, that's the problem with Bay though. He just there's a point while he's writing that he just doesn't care about the script. He doesn't care. Like it doesn't matter. Like just I don't care. Just give me cool action scenes.
Now, is it just me? I kind of feel like, because I don't know if it's a sequel, if it's a reboot, but they just released a trailer recently of Ghostbusters, and it kind of feels to me like somehow Michael Bay's producing that. That's kind of the feeling I get. I like all those actresses. I think they're all funny, and I'm probably going to enjoy that film. But it just feels like the Michael Bay thing of like, I'm gonna change enough of it to give a big middle finger to the fans of the original franchise, and then just throw a whole lot of money and effects and explosions at it.
Yeah, man.
You know, to be
it has-
to be honest, I that trailer didn't really show me too much of the movie. Like I got the same feel for the actors. I mean, the actresses are very funny. Wig and McCarthy, they do funny movies.
Yeah.
And I guess the trailer is mostly about the jokes around them. But in terms of the plot or any of the effects, I really didn't see too much of it, except for the ghost in the beginning, which I thought
Yeah,
looked pretty cool. I like
it
that
did.
blue
It
ghost
did.
feel, but
Yeah.
but that movie's
And
still
he
up in
was-
the air. The trailer didn't really do it for me yet. So, but we'll see.
Yeah. See, and I don't even know if I don't know that to consider that a sequel or reboot. I guess we'll find out. I think it's leaning more towards reboot, and they're kind of just like the other
Yeah,
movie
it
didn't
looks
happen.
like a straight reboot minus the names. I don't
Yeah.
think they're using the same names.
You know what? I'm gonna jump. I can't forget that Terminator 2. That's a sequel.
Oh yeah, that's one of the best ones ever.
That's another one right up there with Dark Knight. That's one. I mean, that totally made that franchise. The first one, good movie. It brought in a good storyline, but part two, just everything about
Yeah.
that movie. You know, with the exception for voice cracking, whiny teenager. But you know,
Yeah.
that's what. The
No, I
character
didn't.
was.
I didn't mind him. He's a teenager. That's what teenagers are. You were all whiny as a teenager.
You know what's funny? I always use Terminator 2 as a defense because I know you guys appreciate it too, but a movie that gets a lot of hate and that apparently a lot of people are disappointed with is After Earth with Will Smith and his son, Jaden
Yeah.
Smith.
Yes.
And one of the biggest complaints is, oh, he's like an annoying, whiny, voice cracking teenager. And it's
That's
like,
what they are. That's what teenagers
that's what
are.
he is.
Yeah.
That's what the character is.
Yeah.
And like in Terminator 2, that's exactly what Furlong is. And I never hear that complaint about Terminator 2. And he's, in my opinion, I've seen that Terminator 2 not too long ago, and I saw After Earth not too long ago, and he's actually worse if Furlong in Terminator 2. There's so many scenes in that movie where he's screaming and that voice is cracking, and it's like, wow. You know, it's rough.
But it's everything else about that movie that's great. man.
Exactly. Yeah.
The movie's
it's
so
Arnold, that's a
good.
good guy. And, yeah.
Everyone's
But-
seen
but-
it. Everyone knows Terminator 2. In fact, a lot of people
course.
don't even remember the first movie because of Terminator 2, which sucks because the
Yeah.
first movie's great. But you
It
know,
is.
Terminator 2's that much better.
Yeah, yeah. The first Terminator just had it suffered the fact that it was made for a time that wasn't ready
But it's
for
still,
that story.
It still holds. for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I mean, just bring it up. At some point, we're gonna do a whole episode about time travel because there's so many time travel things. Because Men in Black 3 has time travel, and I like Men in Black 3. I think it's a good sequel. That's a good movie.
Oh, speaking about Men in Black and sequels, did you guys hear that the news today about Men in Black? What they want to do with that?
Are they
No.
doing something with 21 Jump Street
Yeah,
crossover?
they want to do a crossover with
No,
Men in
they
Black
don't.
and
No, they
23
Jump Street.
Drum
Is that-
Street, I guess.
Is that real? That's real.
That's real. That's real. Yeah, they want to do
That's
that.
not a rumor. That's actually possibly. Gonna
That's
happen.
that's what they're thinking about doing, and
My
I don't
question
think
is-
they should.
My question is, I don't think Will Smith will have anything to do with that, right?
No.
Probably not.
He won't.
No, probably they'll probably.
Well, he
Who
ain't
knows?
coming back for Independence Day too. You think he's gonna come back for that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to have anything to do with that.
Yeah,
Bad Boys 2. I like that. That's not a bad sequel. I can jump away from sci-fi for a second.
Bad Boys 2 is a good sequel. Yeah,
Yeah, I
actually,
like
I'm waiting
it.
for Boys 3. I mean, haven't they been talking about
Will he
that for
do it?
years?
Will he do it?
I think
Yeah,
he would.
it's just-
I think he would.
I don't think they should.
It's Martin. Martin's the one that's been holding out on that.
Really, Martin?
Yeah.
He has no job.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
Yeah, that's
that
what
was a
I'm saying.
joke. Of course not.
What does he live in a box?
It's Martin. No, come on, man. Get out of here with that.
Our first guest on this show will be Martin Lawrence.
hey,
No, but their chemistry is great, man. I don't know why they haven't made more. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I know why. Will Smith blew up, but
You know what to do in
no,
about 5 years.
and,
yeah,
and Michael Bay sucks.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
probably.
That's really what it is. It's Michael Bay is no longer the person he used to be. So yeah. What he'll do is he'll reboot it and he'll recast, and it'll probably be like Justin Bieber and Mike Sarah. or
Stop it.
something.
Stop it.
What they need to do is Lethal Weapon.
Like a reboot of it?
Another one?
No,
Actually,
like,
Lethal Weapon 2 is a good sequel.
yeah.
I've
Lethal Weapon.
enjoyed every Lethal Weapon movie in some way or another. I've enjoyed all of them.
Yeah, they all have their entertaining aspects.
Even the
one
last
with,
one, even the one with
with
Chris
Jet
Rock.
Li.
Yeah, and Jet Li. Yeah.
Yeah, Chris Rock and Jet Li. Yeah. They all have. They are what they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're buddy cop, humorous film. They don't take themselves too seriously, but
Yeah.
then they also still give some storyline and some good action.
Well, the first two were pretty serious, but yeah, after
Yeah,
the third
yeah, I
one,
like
it got
part
a little jokey. But yeah,
Yeah, I like. You have. I'm trying to think. Arnold tends to do. He doesn't do many sequels, but he tends to do good. How about Conan the Destroyer? That's a sequel.
I don't remember it. I haven't. Well, I saw that when I was
You
a
don't
kid.
remember Conan the Destroyer?
No, I
That's
don't.
the one. That's the one where he's ripped. Number one, like
I think you
Conan the
forget our
Barbarian.
age difference. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But Conan the Barbarian, he has like that more barbarian look. He's like bulky, Viking, whatever. And then he got
Yeah.
shredded for Conan the Destroyer. That's the one with the mirror scene, almost like at Enter the Dragon, and that's a good one, man. You should catch those. I liked actually the reboot. That wasn't bad, though. The Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah, with Jason Momoa, the guy from
The
Game
guy
of
who's
Thrones.
gonna play Aquaman.
The guy that's gonna play
I
Aquaman.
didn't like that movie.
I didn't mind it. No, I didn't mind it. I didn't hate it, and I didn't love it, but it was good.
Yeah, it's an alright movie. I mean, it's not. It's a reboot, not a sequel, but deserves a little bit of mention. How about Blade 2?
Blade 2. Yeah, Blade 2 had cool vampires, the ones that open up like the
Yes,
thing. Yeah, that was dope.
I really liked Blade 2. I think that's the better one of that trilogy.
Yeah.
To me.
The only thing I don't like about Blade 2 is the CGI. It doesn't hold up at the end. If you watch it today, it doesn't hold up.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Yeah,
movie in a while.
that fight at the end was really.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, I do remember. Yeah, there's a part where he like jumps really high or something like that, and it kind of like
Yeah,
showed pretty
it
bad.
looks off. It looks off, but overall, it's a good sequel. The
Oh,
first
man,
movie had one of the
Daryl.
best villains.
Daryl from Walking Dead is in Blade 2.
Yeah, he is. He is.
That's right.
Yeah.
What's his name? Is Scad or something like that?
Who knows? It's Daryl. He plays the same guy. It's Daryl.
He's
Um,
Daryl.
I mean, he really is. If you watch it, it's the same guy. But yeah, the Blade franchise is pretty good. I mean, the first movie they had Steven Dorff was a really good villain.
Those are all rated R. Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
The other Marvel movies that were rated R. Blade. Those were all rated R.
Well, Blade is the one that saved Marvel. I mean, they basically saved Marvel straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds was in the third one, right?
Yeah, he was pretty much Deadpool.
He was Deadpool,
Actually,
yeah.
Yeah, he told that story in a Google interview he
Yeah,
was doing.
that was pretty funny the way he
Yeah,
told that story.
that's a funny interview. Anyone out there, you want to see a funny interview? Google or YouTube the Ryan Reynolds Google interview about Deadpool.
Yeah.
He told that story, and that's priceless about how the guy came up to him and told him, "So you're gonna be Wade Wilson," and it led to the whole thing. But he goes from there. That whole interview is hilarious. But
yeah, like everything that the back scenes that happened.
Yes.
It's not that much, but it's pretty funny what like how it went down and everything that happened with that.
Yeah. No, and then he tells about like how he kind of they pretty much blackmailed him to do the Deadpool and the Wolverine origin because they made him sign something, a contract basically stating that if he walked off of that project, then he agreed to never play that character in any future film, or they'd sue him. So in hopes that a legit Deadpool
Future
movie,
Deadpool. will
exactly,
come.
the possibility that maybe he would get to do a good Deadpool film, he had to muscle through it and do that one.
Yeah,
and then he talks about how they called him to come back and do the little whole scene where his head gets cut off and he
Because
breaks
people
the
were
stitches
mad.
open.
People were
'Cause
going
people were mad.
crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
All the focus groups went horrendous. They were all TO'd and went off about it.
No,
But-
of course I can imagine.
We got sequel talk, man. We're gonna be for hours, man. Like Godfather 2, gotta bring it up.
Well, hours. We
can't
got like
talk
20 minutes
about-
left. What are you talking about?
Yeah. No, I'm not saying we're gonna talk for hours. We could. Oh, there's gonna be sequels to this sequel. There's gonna be part 2s to this episode too because there's so many good sequels. so
Godfather
many
2.
bad
So
sequels.
Godfather 2,
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's no.
That's
there's
probably the
nothing
best
like
sequel.
that.
That sequel's better than the original movie.
Yeah,
Straight
hands
up.
down.
Yeah.
Hands down. And that's the thing. I was trying to stay away from bringing up that one first because usually when you say what's a great sequel, I think most minds, even people who haven't seen the movie, will say Godfather
Who
2.
hasn't seen the movie? Everyone's seen that movie.
I'm sure there's
I
plenty of
can-
people out there.
My
Pretty
kid's
much
2
show you-
years old and he's seen that movie already.
Yeah, well,
Twice.
Twice. Like he was born in that, and the next week he saw the movie. Like
There are people I'm sure that still have not seen that movie.
I love it when they do on AMC or whatever, and they mix up 1 and 2 and put it in actual, in order by time.
Yeah.
And you watch it that way.
unedited, so it's
awesome way
like
to watch it.
a whole day of Godfather movies.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. It consumes your life.
That's a lot of hours and a lot of
And-
bathroom breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then your wife's looking at you the whole time. It's like, this is still on.
Is this the same movie that you were watching a little while ago?
What's different?
I do have to thank Yopis for telling my wife that I don't have the Godfather trilogies on Blu-ray, which ended up being a birthday gift like 2 years ago.
Nice.
Like 2 years ago,
Yep.
and I'm still watching it every
Nice.
couple of weeks. So good job,
Yep.
Yopis.
Hey.
Excellent. I'm gonna give you guys a
Thank you,
list
thank
of
you.
Blu-rays that you need to tell my wife I do not own, so hopefully I can receive the same fortune. Nah, that's definitely better than the first. That defines what a sequel should be. You take the formula from the first one, everything that was good about it, bring that up, and anything you might have found bad or rough, you fix that and make it even better. And yeah, you compare 2 to 1, and it's just Godfather 2 that's a great movie. I really like that movie. I mean, it's outdated,
was
Nope,
told
it's not
so
outdated.
well.
No, that
Great
movie's
acting.
It's
perfect.
not-
That movie's perfect.
Yeah, it's
perfect.
It's great. It's great.
It's perfect.
And
And
then
then
I'll go
someone
back.
made like a fan film after that, which was like, Andy Garcia
yeah,
was
it's
cool,
another-
but
what a bad sequel. What a bad that definitely goes on the list of horrendous sequels. Should not have happened.
well, I honestly did like Andy Garcia in that movie. He was good.
His character was good, but he was a little out of place, man. You could tell he's not Italian. I mean, you could totally.
No,
see
I
that,
know. Yeah, straight
this
up,
is a
he was.
Latin guy.
He was not. But no, I didn't mind him. But everything else about that movie was
Well,
get
you
out of
can't
here
go.
with
You
that.
can't go by that whole Italian. It's just the movie.
It's the movie. It's the movie. The
bad.
plot was
Yeah.
bad. The
Everything
acting.
about
I mean,
that
Sofia
movie.
Coppola was not very
Yeah.
good.
No.
As an
There's a
actress
lot of
back
bad
then.
acting
So
in that film.
Oh man, that movie.
Let's jump into an awesome sequel only because there's an actress, and that's what brings me to remember that. When it comes to sequels, so we've been talking about this a lot lately because MSK finally caught up and saw Creed, the Rocky movies. Rocky 2 is a good sequel.
yeah. Rocky 2 is
Rocky 2 's
probably the
great
best
sequel.
one out of the franchise.
Rocky 3 and 4 good sequels, but to me they're like different movies. You know what I mean? Those are just
Well,
it's a
Rocky
different-
4 is more of like the action 80s action film type, with
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
4 different I don't know, montages. It has like 3 or 4 montages straight up.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's awesome. It's awesome.
That's yeah. That's
Well, we have our different lists.
two-
You guys,
yeah.
you're jumping right over 3, and
Yeah.
to me,
No, yeah, our
I
list
know
is
you both
completely
like
off.
4 better. Mine is 3 out of those 2. I like
Yeah.
3 more. I like Clubberlang. I'm sorry. I
So
like
3 is your favorite one.
So
No, it's not my favorite one. No. Okay, I'll start with my list. If you want me to go first, I go Rocky 1 because nothing happens if it's not for Rocky 1. I'm actually gonna be bold, and I'm already jumping over to Creed, and I'm gonna say to me, Creed's my second favorite. But
Wow. Wow.
yeah, very close to Balboa. Because to me, I feel that the more dramatic films and the ones that tell more story and that weren't all actiony or whatnot are to me the better films. And I think Rocky 1, Rocky 2, kind of, it already started getting kind of actiony. Balboa is just like one where it's all story and deep and it's a true drama. And to me, Creed also is a true drama. And I just really liked how Creed was what we talked about with other sequels and other reboots, that it really took what the original storyline was and the original, and still be a sequel, but still was its own thing. It just did a great job of that. I love the acting in it. I love everything about it. And I think without the first one, it's the first one, and none of it would have happened without it. So to me, it's Rocky 1, Creed. Then I go Balboa and 2 are really close together. Then for me, it's 3. Yeah.
Yeah, our list is
I
completely
like
off.
Balboa.
Our list is
I
completely
thought Balboa was
crazy.
good.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna have very totally different. I know we're gonna have totally different lists.
Well, for
then
me,
I go
for-
3.
Well,
Go
you're not
ahead.
done.
3.
Sorry,
Three.
sorry. No,
I
no,
ended
no.
with 4 because that other one. I'll let MSK say it didn't happen. But go
Oh,
ahead.
it happened.
I,
It happened.
no, I
It's
don't know what he's
there.
talking about. But
It's there.
yeah, for me, my list is a little different. 2 and 4 are probably my tied for first place.
Really?
Two is more of
So
like
you
still the
you
serious.
like the more actiony.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Well, 2 is still more of the seriousness. You could
Yeah.
get more of the seriousness from the first movie, still kind of laying its way on the second one. But the fourth one, it's all 80s action, and I do like 7 montages in one movie. It's great. But yeah, 2 and 4 are up there. Then I'll go back to 1 because, like you said, the original is
funny.
that's what made it happen. So that's my third pick. Third, and after that, I would say Creed. For my fourth,
That's crazy. That's crazy.
yeah, Creed.
Okay.
Creed for my fourth, because Creed is a good movie. Like it ties in so well to the Rocky franchise, but like Omega said, it's its own thing. Like after this, it could be its own thing. Like it could start its own little franchise, and stem from there. After Creed, I would say 3. What everyone loves Clover Lang, but I mean, it's Mr. T to me. I see him and it's Mr. T.
Yeah. That's all I see.
Yeah. And that scene in the beach, I can't get over that scene in the beach.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah,
That-
it's a rough
that
scene.
Race,
But,
that racing, yeah, I gotta admit, it's a bit rough.
Yeah, that scene's a little rough. I did like the last fight, which we find out during Creed who wins it. The
That's
secret
pretty
fight.
cool.
Yeah, the
That's
secret
pretty
fight
cool.
in part 3 is
Yeah.
pretty cool.
That was cool that they carried over that into the Creed storyline. That was very, very well done.
And the last one, for me is the last one would be Balboa, the 5th movie.
Wow.
The 5th of the Rocky
The
movies.
fifth.
The 5th one.
That's not the
fifth.
That's not
5th, Balboa.
The fifth.
That's the last
No,
one
it's-
of the Rocky
That's
franchise.
No,
That's not
no,
the
no. There's go for it.
Oh, there's
still
Creed.
missing one.
There's Creed right after 6.
No,
but
there's
No.
Go
you're
for it.
You're still missing.
go for what?
Go for it. Go for it.
Go for
Hit
what?
me and I'll sue. Hit me and I'll sue.
I don't know what you're
Come
talking
on, man. Tommy Gunn, bro.
don't know who that is.
So bad.
That movie.
That movie's so bad.
That movie.
Wow. What is
That's what I
Stallone
was-
thinking? What were
That's what
any
I
of them
was-
thinking?
Money. That's all you're thinking. Like, what else are you gonna be thinking? Like, there's nothing else to think. I need money.
Is that the one that his actual son plays his son?
Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
I don't know what you're talking about,
Wow.
but yes, that's his actual son.
That poor kid.
Right.
Oh, that poor kid. Speaking of Creed, we had a pretty good exchange earlier today about Creed, and I had to stand very corrected about Creed because I was kind of defending, because obviously I'm defending because I'm putting it as my second favorite of all of them, and there was a little bit of a loophole, and you guys bringing up on how the fighter at the end in the main fight, how that champion is his physical condition.
It's not. Yeah, that's my only problem with Creed. His conditioning. I mean, he's in shape. The guy's in shape, but he's not as in shape as Michael B. Jordan as Creed in the movie.
I'm gonna have to sadly admit that no, he is not.
He's not. He's not.
At all.
So-
Like, it was. I mean,
A picture was worth 1,000 words. I was defending. I'm saying, listen, because if you look at one of the current heavyweight boxing champs right now, he's what you're saying. He's like not in. He's in shape, but he's not ripped. He's not toned. He has a
Right.
baller's body.
But Michael
Right.
B. Jordan got ripped for the role. Like he got in shape.
he got shredded.
Yeah, like-
he got Rocky 3 shredded.
Exactly,
He did
yeah.
the whole
Like-
the baby oil and the WWE look. And he
yeah,
got,
like that
super dope.
actor. Like, I feel bad, but like that actor really just didn't want to like do anything. He didn't want to pass by a gym. He didn't want to pass by a gym. He
looked-
didn't want to do
He wanted a
one
paycheck. That's
push-up.
what he wanted.
He
a
looked
paycheck.
like in the locker room. He looked like in the locker room. He had a nice spread from Texas to Brazil, and he went to town, and then he got in the ring and fought. He
That's
looked
all.
bad.
That's all.
He
Yeah.
looks bad, and I wasn't buying it because I saw it in the theater, so it's been a while since I've seen it. And in my head, I was just visually like, no, it wasn't that. Yeah, he wasn't as shredded as
Well, that's the problem.
Adonis was.
Yeah, that's the problem. He didn't get Michael B. Jordan got so shredded that in comparison, that guy
Yeah,
looks.
no, it's not even just.
that
It's
guy-
not even just a comparison. Mike, Yopi sent me that picture, and that picture, I'm trying to compare it to the picture of the actual current champion, I'm like, wow, no, the guy has breasts, the guy has a gut. He's as bad a shape as me. He's straight up. I could go to Golden Corral and you could just film me hitting a punching bag, and they can use that as filler scenes for that fight because this is.
And my problem is my problem with that I saw with it is like, okay, so you mean to tell me, right? This guy has 6 months, right, to supposedly work out. He had 6 months.
And he had a
to work
montage,
out.
right? He had a workout montage.
They did a
too, right?
montage.
Yeah.
And this guy did not get one. He did not get one shred of muscle in his body.
Not one ab.
Basically-
Just one ab.
yeah.
Just one.
They couldn't even add. They couldn't even like CGI anything onto his body. That's how bad I'm sure it was.
Yeah,
Like they
his-
couldn't figure out how to put some abs on
his
this man.
his montage should have been the Damon Wayans montage from that movie, The Great White Hype, where he's like eating and chasing ice cream trucks and like that shit is wow. And I was defending it. I'm coming straight out. I was defending, saying no, he just has a brawler's body.
No.
Brawler's body. He doesn't look that
No,
bad.
it's pretty bad. It's
And the
pretty
pictures
bad.
with 1,000 words. I'm like, wow, yeah, it's bad.
It's almost like if they shot that first. That's the first shot they ever did for the movie.
Maybe. Who knows, man? That fight seems great though. The way they shot it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that
was great.
That
Yeah,
fight
very
seems
well done.
Actually, I was
Actually,
really
the
impressed.
The camera
the
was
camera
crazy on that, man.
Yeah. Well, the first fight scene that Creed does with the other guy that goes to Mickey's gym,
Yes.
Yes,
it was one continuous shot. The whole fight scene, like it was awesome.
That's good.
that was very well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going back and forth, like in and out, in and out.
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
fights.
it was
That's-
really good.
yeah.
It's very good.
No, and they did a great job of setting up that storyline for its sequels. You know, if they go on, which I hope they do. I mean, they already got a perfect setup, and
Yes.
again, it's going to be something different than they're not reusing storyline from the other Rocky movies. He literally has his own storyline. It's awesome, and it lines up perfectly with how he ended up getting this fight. And they already have another opponent for him set up for the next film, and it's going to have some good animosity between the characters. It's already got
Yeah,
a good build.
it could be its own thing.
Yeah, I really liked it. I thought it was well done, and to me, that's my number 2 of the Rocky movies.
Mike, how did you feel seeing those two actors who were in The Wire? Yeah, I know you were big on The Wire.
Yes.
You remember that guy from The Wire?
Yes. Yes.
How did you feel seeing those two characters in because in The Wire, Chris Omega, you're gonna watch The Wire?
It's okay. You can spoil it by this time.
I've seen.
It's been like
episodes of The
8
Wire,
years.
but-
It's been like 8
yeah,
years.
it's just
Okay.
spoiled
Yeah.
by now.
All right.
Like
Well, the guy from the gym, he plays Avon Barksdale, which is the main
Yes.
guy. He ends up ordering the hit on Wallace, which is
it's
played by
crazy,
Michael B.
which
Jordan.
is crazy.
his character.
Wallace. That's Wallace. That's right.
That's
seen them in the
Wallace.
same room together.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So you see him in the room together. I mean, he doesn't kill him in the show. He orders someone else to kill him.
sends- yeah,
but
he
he
orders
sends him. So it's kind of like, oh man, that's messed up. You killed him. You had him killed.
He was so young too, man.
He
in
was
The
young,
Wire.
bro. He was
I
like 13 years
remember
old.
that.
I wonder if there was an outtake for that, where they made jokes about that.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a comedy, but
Yeah,
might have been
no,
some
man.
outtakes for that.
You know what? The Wire it's a great show, man. Like I know
Yeah,
this is
I
not a
gotta-
sequel or anything, and I think you should watch it. Omega.
I gotta
You
get
should
on it.
actually
I gotta
watch
get
that,
on
man.
it.
What I
That's
would
gonna
recommend
be-
is watch the first 3 seasons because that's where I left off. You watch the first 3 season and ending the ending for the 3rd season is a perfect close off if you don't want to
Yeah,
watch the
yeah.
rest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Is
I've
that-
seen
yeah,
I've seen
I think
scattered
that's weird.
episodes here and there, and I'll be honest, I've never been at all disappointed by any show on HBO. Once I get into it, I've outside of the with the exception of how The Sopranos ended, and I mean very ended. But outside of that, I love most of what I get out of HBO. Rome, even Carnival, which is one that got trimmed out early. Oz, I liked Oz. I love Game of Thrones. So HBO, yeah, that it doesn't even the comedies, Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah,
stuff
no,
like
the
that.
the Wire's it's a good show. But man, yeah, dude,
Every
Michael-
actor's out of that show though. Like every time,
every-
like, I'm with you
every
guys.
single
There's
actor.
a lot of actors
Every-
that came out
yeah.
of the Wire.
Yeah.
and
a lot of
and from all different places of origin because Littlefinger on Game of Thrones, he's from The Wire, right?
And he's great.
Yes,
He's pretty much Littlefinger on the Wire.
Same character.
He's pretty
same
much
character.
Littlefinger, yeah.
Same character.
But he's like a New Jersey, Baltimore, like public figure
High
type thing.
lieutenant or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, also, Idris Elba came out of there, man. Like
Yeah.
that's where I remember him specifically from.
Yeah. No, all those. There's so many actors from that show. Like every time I'm watching TV, it's like, oh, that guy's from The Wire. Oh, that's another guy from The Wire. Oh, she's in The Wire too. Like, watch when you watch Jessica Jones. We talked about it a little bit last week, Jessica Jones, but you're gonna see another actor from The Wire, and it's gonna be like, oh, that guy, he's great, you know.
I can't imagine. It's a
Yeah.
lot of people. I mean,
That's
that show took a long time.
In
to film.
Daredevil, in Daredevil, his Matt Murdock's no, I'm sorry, this guy's dad, Kingpin's dad, in the flashback,
Kingpin.
he was a cop in The
He's
Wire.
also from The Wire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
That's just great casting. I mean, they had one hell of a casting.
That was
director
no,
on The
that
Wire,
was
is what it is.
that was great casting for real. Like really.
Yeah, because
good
all these
casting.
people weren't big yet back then, and now they're all, prime actors and main characters on other shows or
Yeah, they're
big
working actors,
in
and they're good.
movies.
They're very good
Yeah.
actors.
Yeah, they're role players.
So since you guys Leo me with the whole list of Rocky,
What is the Yo Piece list for the Rocky films?
I don't remember. But I do want to tell you, I do, I do, but but the truth is, no, you know what? Like Rocky for me is I'm an actions guy, so for sure.
Jumping straight to 3 and 4 also.
No, 4 is my favorite Rocky by far. Like I can watch that movie anytime. Like that's my number 1 Rocky movie. I know a lot of people would disagree with me. I don't care. Like it's just I love that movie. I love everything about that movie. I love and my favorite part is just the end. The whole Soviet Union.
you
That speech is so crappy, but it's so awesome. It's so bad, but it's so awesome.
No, it's
I love
it's awesome.
everything.
It's awesome.
I love
It's
everything.
heroic.
I love the guy training in a gym in a good, nice setting, and this guy's in the middle of the woods lifting logs and climbing up mountains.
They're both probably
I
getting the
love
same.
all that.
They're
I love
training
all
the
that
same.
about
That's
way.
that's a montage. That's a montage. He's training like a Viking is about to go to war with an
Yeah.
entire tribe by
Yeah,
himself.
while this guy is like in the nicest setting he's ever been.
Yeah,
like,
he's hooked up, and he's hooked up to like probes
Machines.
and electrodes.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like a Gatorade commercial, pretty much. What that guy's
It
doing.
is.
Oh, but
It
the
is.
music.
I love that. I
Like
love
this,
that.
that music is.
But
Next
then-
time
but
you
then
watch that
obviously-
movie, next time you watch that movie, count how many montages. I'm not joking. There's like 3 or 4
No,
montages,
I think there's more. I think there might be more. I'm
and
not
it's
even
awesome.
kidding.
It's awesome. I
That-
think
that-
Rocky
you
says
know,
like
and
4
they
words
jump
in the whole
scene.
movie.
The car scene when he's driving away.
Yeah, and he's remembering what
and
happened
he's
to Apollo, how
thinking
he died,
About oh my god.
or how they
You
used
know,
to fight.
you know
yeah.
there's gonna be in the Creed sequel. They touch on it a little bit, but you know there's gonna be one of those moments, a towel throwing moment, and you're like, throw it down, and he's not, and then
Oh, yeah.
it's just Stallone's just gonna lay back like, hey, when a Creed told you not to throw in the towel, you don't throw in the towel. They just it's
No,
like,
or it's gonna be like he's gonna have to throw in the towel, but then he's gonna get like a flashback of not throwing the towel, and then he's gonna throw the towel by mistake, and it's gonna be all like never throw
He's
the
in a
towel
costume.
again.
He's in a costume to fight.
It's
He's
gonna
gonna
costume
throw
to
the,
fight.
throw the towel, and he's throwing a sneak, like total, like uppercut, knocks the guy out, but then the towel lands right before
The
the,
towel-
guy hits
yeah.
the mat.
Right.
So that's it. The fight's over. DQ'd. He quit, and he's like, no, and then he knocks Rocky out.
Yeah, and then he cusses him to fight, so he's got to come back and train again to get his belt back, and that's, you know what, Costa Stallone. I think we just got the next movie.
Yeah,
We're writing it. We're writing it right now.
I'll tell you what,
And
man.
we're gonna have 20. We're gonna have 20 montages. We'll have that'll be the.
That's what Creed was missing,
we'll
man.
be-
It was missing
yeah.
like 4 more montages.
At least,
Yeah.
At
for me.
least.
Yeah, they
At
didn't have extensive
For it to cut the
montages
top
in
2
Creed.
or 3 for me, it had to have like 3 or 4.
No, and that fighter needed some real montages to actually, like actual
Oh, man.
real life montages to get in Rocky boxer shape, which is like very unattainable. It's basically you're a Spartan from 300. That's how you have to
Yeah.
look as a boxer
That's the only way to train, right?
in the Rocky films. Yeah, pretty much.
In Rocky films, that's the only way to train. Man, this sequel list, we're gonna have to do this again because there's
Yeah, no, we're gonna have an
we
episode.
haven't
No, there's
even
too many
touched.
sequels.
There's just so many bad sequels.
No, in this episode we talked a lot about the good movies. So I guess next episode we could still do. Well, not the very next episode, but another episode we could do another sequel.
Yeah, we'll have episode 2 continued
Oh,
because
yeah.
we definitely have. Yeah, we could definitely
Bad
focus on
sequels.
the bad ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think there are more bad sequels than there are good sequels, most likely. So we'll probably have a much longer list of bad ones, and we can go on complaints. I definitely got some rants in store for certain franchises that we can definitely. get into.
And if people want to like throw us ideas as far as the sequels that they would like to hear about,
Yes, sir.
they can just
Twitter?
do it on Twitter,
Facebook.
on Fan Correct, or on Facebook, obviously, or
Yes.
Google Plus. We're on Google Plus too.
Yeah, for anyone that uses it, Dane Cook. Who else
For
uses
Dane
it?
Cook.
Yopies. Yopies uses it.
For me, I use it a lot, so
So
you can always find us there and just give us ideas on what sequels do you think will be worth mentioning
Yeah.
for a podcast.
do our job
good-
for us, please.
Please,
Yes.
we need
the
it.
good,
We
the
need it.
bad, or the ugly.
That's a sequel.
Is that?
It
To
is, yeah.
what?
To
You mean to what?
a fistful of
fistful of dollars.
fistful
Oh,
of
it
dollars.
is. That's right. To a fistful
Yes.
of dollars.
Yeah.
That's a
right.
sequel.
So there you go. Oh, more to hit the list. Oh, we got to go into older films too. We really,
Yeah.
Yeah,
we need
much
not pay
older.
homage to a much classic.
Well, look, my Nerd
Westerns.
Necessity is actually a film that we didn't bring up and we should have brought it up.
Okay,
Ready?
Let's hear it.
Do
Let's
it.
hear it.
Ready?
let's hear it.
Hold on, I'm winging it. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
I'm winging it. I like this.
I'm winging it. Hold on. Okay. You know what we didn't bring up?
What?
Fedoras.
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 Yeah.
I am clueless.
Indiana Jones, man.
Oh yeah! Wow.
You went to
Yes.
Fedoras for Indiana Jones for Indy.
know.
For Indy.
For Indy, you went Fedora.
Isn't,
for
isn't
Indy?
he wearing a fedora? Isn't that a fedora? I don't
Yes,
know.
yes,
That's what I
but
thought.
like Fedora,
Wow.
that's where you're
Well,
gonna.
I mean, I wanted to surprise you. I'm winging it,
Okay,
man.
that's a
You
great,
know.
great surprise. Let's hear it.
This is
Raiders,
how you
right?
wing it. No. Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom.
Yes.
Oh,
That movie doesn't get enough credit, in my opinion. I think when it first came out, it got a lot of bad rep because it was a lot darker than the original movie.
Yes.
But at the same time, it was weird because there was a lot of jokes. Like you had Short Round, that was like his sidekick,
Yeah.
playing off Indian. There was a lot of jokes, but at the same time, a lot of serious, like
Plot.
dark stuff going on. You know, you
Yeah.
have the one of the main villains trying to rip Indiana Jones's heart out, and sending him to a fire pit, and it's a dark sequel that doesn't get any credit, and it's actually a prequel.
I might have to admit something pretty rough. I'm not remembering that one.
what?
Well, there you go. A necessity for Omega.
For Omega.
I remember Raiders, and I definitely remember Junior. I definitely remember,
For Omega.
Well,
You need
and I
it.
unfortunately remember the Shia LaBeouf one.
Yeah. What?
But yeah,
Shia
I
LaBeouf did one? No.
fan film. Fan film.
MSK
Fan film.
loves to ignore bad sequels.
Yeah. But no, Temple of Doom, man. Check it out. You probably saw it when you were a kid. I mean, but yeah,
It's-
it wasn't
I
a popular
love
one.
it.
It wasn't a
It's been
popular
so
one.
long. Yeah, they kind of bleed into one another. That's still a Spielberg Lucas combo, right?
Yeah, all of them are.
Yes.
So there you go.
But yeah, that one's a lot darker. But at the same time, there's some comedy in it, and it's a weird feeling, man. Yeah, give it a chance. Just watch it, and it's actually a prequel. That movie takes place before
So it's a prequel.
Raiders.
sequel.
Yeah, it's a prequel sequel.
Wow. See, that's something I didn't know.
Yeah.
I did not know that either. It's
Like I
blending
know
in-
the movie, I just did not know that was
It's
a
been
a
so
prequel.
long
Yeah.
since I've seen an Indiana Jones film. Like they're all kind of blending together as one solid memory.
That's funny. Well,
It's-
each movie has
it's so
something
fun.
great about it. Each movie has like a
Yeah.
memorable. I mean, that's a solid 3-movie franchise. You know?
It's
Yes.
Han Solo on Earth with a whip.
Yeah.
It's what it is. He's pretty much playing Han Solo.
No, those movies are no. He's not playing Han Solo at all.
It's good. That's solid.
I
Good
just felt.
necessity.
I
Yeah.
just felt
Look.
offended.
Let's see. Yeah, Raiders of the Lost Ark is set in 1936. Temple of Doom is set in 1935.
Yeah, it's a prequel.
So a year
And just before it,
Right
too.
before, yeah, year before.
It's like
Wow.
right before it happens. That
Wow,
is
did
awesome.
not know that. That's awesome. You know what? I think I have the film series. I'm just gonna rewatch them.
Yeah, man.
this
Rewatch.
weekend.
It's a
Yeah,
really
at
good.
some point, a real nerd's gonna listen to this podcast and call me a phony. That's what's gonna happen.
That's
And
what
go-
I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you later on tonight. Like, what time are we recording this? It's almost 4 o'clock. I'm gonna call you at 5 o'clock in the morning, saying, "Hey, you're a phony."
and I'm gonna have one solid single tear stream down my cheek. In agreement.
When they do it, you just send the emoji back.
The
to
emoji
them.
back. The emoji.
Just emoji them with that one tear.
But yeah, man. Seriously, watch that movie. I think you, Omega, would actually appreciate it. That was
Yes.
my favorite Indiana Jones movie growing up as a kid. And then later on, I saw the franchise again. I started liking the other ones, but yeah, that was my favorite one out of the three.
We never have almost like when it's a franchise of 3 or 4 more films, we never have lining up lists.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
No.
None of the 3 of us, our lists never line up.
Never.
Only if it's like 3 movies, like in a trilogy, we can tend to line up and find the one. But whenever it's like 4 more films, we all kind of differ, here and there.
I mean, because I ignore some of them, but yeah,
Well, with you.
Fan films.
they're good fan films. Quantum of Soso is a pretty good fan film.
Oh
guy.
man,
Right?
We cannot end with this, man.
We could.
You know what?
Okay, all right, we won't end with it. We won't.
With
That's for the second one. That's for the second.
Let's
one.
end with Die Hard, the last Die Hard.
Die Hard. We didn't even talk about Die Hard, man.
Die Hard.
Oh yeah, no, that's it. We're ending. So that's the necessity.
No, just delete the whole episode.
Temple of
and
Doom.
we'll start over.
No, we're re-recording this like in 3 days, so don't worry about it.
Awesome.
This was a practice. Episode 2, Electric Boogaloo, the practice run.
Electric Boogaloo. We didn't even bring that up, and that's the name of the episode.
Because it's irrelevant to bring
Seriously, think about what he just said. And for those that don't know, go search for that. Just YouTube it.
You watch.
Do not watch the movie. Just YouTube it
Just-
really quick.
The only thing worth grabbing was the name.
That's it.
Yeah, if you're gonna watch something with Electric Boogaloo in the title, just watch the documentary about the guys, the
That's it.
producers
That's all you need to watch.
Yeah.
that made that
That's
movie and a bunch of other horrible movies during that time.
So yeah, man.
So
I think
that's
that's
it.
it. I think we're good.
That's a great necessity. And I can't wait. Yeah, and I can't wait to actually watch it this weekend.
Yeah, no, I think you guys should watch it.
But
So,
I'm actually gonna watch it the way you said it.
as a prequel,
Watch
so you're
that
gonna
one
watch it
first.
first.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna watch the second one first, and then the first one, and then go into the third
Yeah,
one.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Temple of Doom, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and then the Last Crusades.
Yes.
There you go.
All right, guys. Well,
We'll
I
go
think we're
ahead.
good. We're good.
Yep, we're set. Omega out.
Peace out.
Peters.
And there you have it, folks. This has been Fanatically Correct. Until next time, you crazy kids. Signing off.